So how are we gonna share with our students how to properly use a microscope?
Well, you know, today's Mardi Gras Day. If we could incorporate beads, that'd be really cool. Can we dress them up with beads?
That'd be safe.
That would be safe. Can we just like dangle them by beads and like swing them back and forth?
Yeah, because what if they accidentally like catch them? You know, those freshmen.
Well, you might not catch them.
Yeah.
Well, we always want to make sure that they're carrying it with 2 hands.
Yeah.
You know, because if they just carry it with one, they might accidentally drop it. They might accidentally hit it into something.
Yeah.
You know.
And you definitely want to grab it by the base, because if you just grab it by the neck, you know, it might break and fall apart.
Yeah.
It's true.
Maybe beads will.
So base and then arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these microscopes have a little age on them, so we want to make sure we take care of them really well. They're all we have.
Yeah. And our rooms are really crowded. There's a whole lot of furniture, so we could just tell them, you know, be really careful. Carry them by the base. Carry them by the. What is that called anyway, guys? The neck?
The
arm.
Okay. Carry it by the arm. Thank you.
And no dangling cords.
No dang. Oh, yeah. That could be really dangerous.
It can be. I actually had a student trip over one in my classroom and broke a microscope, and then they had to pay for it.
Oh, how much was that?
I think it was about $300 or $400 to replace it.
That's an iPhone right there.
Yeah, that's a new
Yeah,
iPhone.
that's
the
an
new
iPhone.
iPhone
That's the
5.
new
It
iPhone.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're missing out.
iPhone 5 or buy a new microscope. I want that 5.
Me too. Me too. Cool.
So even, you know, when they're, you know, even the cord, it was hanging down like right here, and the kids were kind of horseplaying a little bit. And what happened is that one kid pushed the other one. They didn't realize that the cord was, I think it was wrapped around the leg of the stool. And they tripped over the stool. The stool pulled down the microscope. And so if they hadn't had, you know, first horseplaying, they don't want to do that. But if they hadn't had that cord dangling down, that wouldn't have caused that problem too.
I mean, if they got that on camera, they could probably put it on YouTube, though, and make some money back.
That's true.
Really?
So many hits they can get, but
So,
Yeah. Be like top 10 videos of what not to do with a microscope.
there you go.
And then
Cool.
water is such a huge issue.
Sure.
You get water on the tables.
Well, they shouldn't have water in the lab if they're doing the lab, you know. They should know better than having food or drink in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
But even these things, you know, like sometimes if you don't have that tube and you turn these on, water goes everywhere. All of your specimen, all of your scope.
And the shallow sinks.
Yeah. So
You'll
you
at
need to
least
be really careful.
You'll have a little bit deeper sinks than we have.
Ours are this big.
Yeah.
Really?
So it hits them and shoots out.
Oh, that's problematic.
Yes, it is. And then it's water's all over the microscope, the computers. So we need to make sure to dry it. They have to dry it.
Yeah.
Well, and even if we're doing a wet mount, you know, we need to make sure that if a little bit of water spills over from that slide, that they re-clean that that stage and make sure that it's not wet.
Yeah. Good. All right. What else, guys?
So then when we finish the lab, we finish using the microscope, then, you know, they need to properly put it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely wrapping that cord back up, putting that cover back on.
Not on the edge. Pet peeve, away from the edge of the table. Pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
And before they do that, before they unplug it, they need to actually turn the light off.
Oh,
they need to turn that microscope off.
Yeah, because you know those lights are real expensive too to replace.
They really are.
So if they can turn that off, it's great. I can't tell you how many times I always find microscopes on. Even my AP class leaves those microscopes on.
AP.
I know.
It's not a freshman
At
problem.
least the freshmen.
Come on.
Yeah, we got to work with the freshmen a little
I know.
bit. It's their freshmen.
But
And
that's
they
important.
Very important.
Very important.
And like we said, covering them to make sure that that keeps that dust off of them, keeps them nice and clean. Yeah.
So basically, you need to use the microscope very well. Cool?